Hi, welcome back to the show. If you're new here, my name is Shelby, and I'm your host of My Perspective. I am so excited you're here. Today we're going to be talking about simple, small changes you can make in your everyday life to make you a little bit healthier for your mental health, for your hormones, just overall wellness. I'm really excited about this episode because I pretty much did a deep dive of really minuscule habits that I do that I know have a ton of benefits. Almost every single person can probably at least add in one of these into their everyday life. The smaller the habit, the more it compounds, and then you created this huge habit or this huge accomplishment where people are like, how did you do that? You have to start small in order to make the big things really happen. So if you're new here, we always start with my segments, and the segments first off are updates. Update is I got my wisdom teeth taken out a week ago from recording this. This is probably will be the first time I'm speaking for a very long time. It's going to be probably a mini episode just because I'm really tired and my wisdom teeth still hurt. So a little update with that is I got them out on Wednesday, and then the wisdom teeth surgery part was fine. I was knocked out. I actually woke up crying for my dog, and then I have a video on TikTok which I think is really funny. Pretty much in the car I'm crying for miso, and then Max asked me if I wanted my smoothie that he got me. I kept asking if they were nice to him because my order was really complicating, and I know he was kind of a little bit anxious about going into the store and asking for it, but he couldn't understand me the entire time, so I ended up spelling it out for him, and then he still didn't understand what I was asking. So the whole video is basically me asking if the nectar people were nice to him. I thought it was funny. We just came home, took a nap, and pretty much for the past 7 days I've been in excruciating pain. I swelled up so much, which I didn't even think I would. I found out I went to the dentist today because my mouth was hurting so bad, and it's been a week, so you would think it shouldn't be hurting anymore, and I couldn't even eat. Anything I would eat would really hurt. Pretty much I found out that one, my skin was healing over my sutures because I was healing really fast. 2, I had food stuck in my holes, which the dentist was really upset at me by that because he assumed I wasn't doing their protocol, but to be honest, I really was, and it really upset me that he thought I wasn't. I haven't even really been able to eat anything, so I don't even know how food got in there, and it makes sense. I was in so much pain, everything hurt my mouth. So he cleaned out all my holes, and then I have to go back in 2 days, and they're gonna clean them out again. If there's food stuck in them again, he's going to put sutures back inside them, and we're gonna start this process over. I'm gonna rinse my mouth better. I don't know how that works, but whatever. So that's a little update there. Wisdom teeth removal, I give it a negative 100 experience. Actually, it could have been worse. I've seriously been eating bone broth, ice cream, and mushy food all week, which I'm honestly not craving real food yet, which is weird to think about, and I think it is kind of throwing me through a loop. I'm literally not eating for a week, but I'm trying to just not think about it because I don't know. I don't want it to mess with me. It is kind of a little nice reset for maybe my palate or something. I don't know. I wish I didn't have to get my wisdom teeth taken out. It's not been fun. Second update for y'all is I finally got my mold test result, and if you don't know already, I have been experiencing really bad joint pain, fatigue, brain fog, headaches, random symptoms that I have kind of evolved to different things over the years. I've been trying to get down to the root cause, and I finally got my results back, and I have 2 different strains of mold. They actually both came from food. I want to do a whole episode about how I'm going to detox from this and my mold, basically my mold detoxification protocol that I'm going to go, and that's going to be very exciting because I'm super into that stuff. I don't know, it'll be kind of a fun project for myself, but I did want to say that I do have mold toxicity. I figured out at least one thing that's causing all my symptoms. My obsession of this week has been naps. I pretty much have not been able to work out. I have no energy. I'm barely eating anything, so it's pretty self-explanatory that I'm really tired. I'm not working, so I do have another update for y'all. Basically, because I wasn't working all last week, I had the luxury of taking a nap whenever, so I would take 3-hour naps every single day, which is so nice actually. I have never been a nap person, but now I understand. And then my highlight of the week has just been my wisdom teeth and being in excruciating pain. But last update for you, my last episode I told you guys I was unemployed, and technically I still am unemployed, but I'm helping my brother-in-law. He has a clothing brand. I'm going to be working at the warehouse. I think it's called blue collar. I am a blue collar worker. I am in the nitty gritty of packaging orders, counting product, fixing up the warehouse to look better, and I have dirt under my nails. I stink after work. I get like 13,000 steps. All I want to do when I come home from work is shower. I actually love it. It's so fulfilling for some reason to me because I'm doing something physical where I can see the accomplishment. I'm not just on a laptop all day. I'm moving my body. I can bring my dog, so he's just barking away at everybody, which I kind of feel bad. And it's also like a family business, so I feel like I'm helping out my own relative, if that makes sense. I'm doing that until I find a full-time job and or they don't need me anymore. So that's been a nice little breather that I'm just like not making money. Like I'm still making money, which is really good. Also, I always like to update you guys on what book I'm reading. Currently, I'm reading the Summer I Turned Pretty series. I'm just on the first one. I already watched the series and I really loved it. So I'm finally reading the books, and I didn't even know how to book. So it's been good so far. And then before we get into the episode, I do want to say a huge thanks to everyone who's shared the podcast with a friend on social media or anything. It helps so much, and I appreciate you so much. It's so sweet. My DMs are always open if you ever have a question, if you want a specific episode out. I take suggestions or constructive feedback whenever. So please, your reminder to rate the show, give it a comment, share it on social media, follow the Instagram, which is My Perspective Pod, and then my TikTok is Shelby, and that's where I give you guys daily update of like my day-to-day life and other little tips and tricks. But enough rambling about me. Let's get in. I think it's six healthy swaps you can make for either better hormones, better mental health, or just overall wellness in your life. And I try to come up with things I haven't talked about, or maybe go a little bit more granular into what I haven't talked about. So hopefully this is all new-ish stuff, or just a reminder for you. First off, out with the old skincare, and let's opt for better. Or this can also apply to makeup. I highly recommend that everybody go through your skincare and makeup and really look at all the ingredients. I talked about this in my low tox living episode pretty much. I thought this was a super simple switch for some people, is to just go through your skincare, go through your makeup. Basically, you're going through them to find safer ingredients. Many skincare and makeup products contain hormone disrupting chemicals like parabens and phthalates, which can be associated with your endocrine system and cause imbalance to it. And sometimes there's like carcinogens, which is like cancer. So I use the app Yuka, which you can scan the barcode. That one's not as reliable as EWG. EWG, you can search up any product you want, and then sometimes it'll show you a better alternative. So some stuff to like look out for when your skincare and your hair care or your makeup is fragrances. So fragrances, they actually don't have to tell you what's in that. So for a long time I thought, okay, well, I don't have sensitive skin, so I can have stuff with fragrances. But then I figured out that if the fragrance isn't made from essential oils or a natural source, it still can be very disruptive to your body, which like makes sense. You're putting a random chemical on yourself, and your skin is your largest organ, so it's absorbing so much. So something I heard from podcasts is when you're using, let's say, a lotion, you're applying to your entire body of your skin and you're not taking it off. Like maybe you showered that day, but some people don't shower every single day. So if you think about it, most people wash their face every day. So if you're applying makeup and skincare that's maybe not the best quality, you're most likely taking off at the end of the night. But we don't always take off our lotions or, I don't know, your hair care stuff, because some people don't wash their hair every single day. So that's something to look into. So I'll tell you what I do. So we're also not opting for like perfection. We just want to opt for a little bit better. When I run out of a product, basically, I'll either go to Target and scan all the products with the Yuka app and then just find the one that has the best score and that works for me. Or I'll go and order it online by going to EWG and typing in, like recently I typed in facial moisturizer. I did EW certified. So that's like their highest, I think it's like the highest trademark, or not highest trademark. It's like a certification that product checks all the boxes off for whatever. And it's really hard to get. So I found one, I forget the brand right now. I found the lotion description. I searched up on Amazon and then I looked up the ingredients. I told you guys this last time, but I highlight all the ingredients and then I input this into the pore clogging ingredients database, and then you input that ingredient list in there, and then it will tell you if any of the ingredients are pore clogging. And if you don't struggle with acne or clogged pores or anything, like that doesn't matter for you, but I do. So I have to make sure every product I use doesn't clog my pores. That's just an extra step that I take. Not everybody has to take that. But pretty much what I want to highlight is that the products you use on your body actually can affect your hormones or be toxic a little bit. And a lot of people say like, oh, it's only such a small percentage, it's approved, that doesn't really matter. If you think about it, we're using these products from such a young age. Maybe you started using skincare and makeup at age 12. Most people start way earlier than that. But if you're using these products for the rest of your life, they're compounding all those little ingredients that are safe by maybe the FDA or whatever person, the toxicology people that, I don't even know what they're called, whoever handles this. They're only looking at it at one time, or like that percentage in that product. They're not looking at that percentage over years and years of using it every single day. So it's better safe than sorry. And also, you can find just as great quality products at the drugstore than sometimes at Sephora. And it's all marketing. Just because Drunk Elephant is cute packaging and extremely expensive doesn't mean it's actually going to do anything to your skin. And it might have the exact same ingredients as a product you can find at Target, which is a quarter of the price. And I think that's where quality comes in. And we'll talk about that a little bit more. I'm not saying this to scare you by any means. I'm just saying the next time your moisturizer runs out, just go find a little bit of a better quality one than one you previous had. Don't just throw it away. Okay, this one I'm assuming people don't know about because I didn't even really know about it till very recent. We're going to be opting our super tight clothes to comfy clothes. Not only is it becoming the fall and the winter and we want to bundle up more, opting for comfy clothes is actually really good for your lymphatic system. Your lymphatic system plays a huge role in your entire body. It basically gets rid of all the toxins in your body. If you have a clogged up lymphatic system, you can have joint pain, you can have acne, just a random array of issues. I think someone's even said like autoimmune problems. Something I just found out was wearing tight clothes actually restricts your lymphatic flow. So choosing looser, more comfortable clothes can actually help you maintain proper lymphatic function. And it's mainly in like your armpit area, your vagina, like private areas, because that's where a lot of the lymphatic flow comes out. Personally, I like comfy clothes way more than tight clothes. It's not like you're never going to wear tight clothes. Obviously, I wear workout clothes. When I go out, I wear more tight fitting clothing. But for the day-to-day, you don't need to be wearing your corset or your Skims bodycon every single day. Maybe wear some baggier baggier like jeans when you go to bed. Don't wear super tight underwear. Just like let your body breathe. Honestly, it feels so nice to take a bra off at the end of the day or your jeans off. I prefer comfort over maybe what I look like, and I know you can do both. You can do both. You just have to go a little bit out of your way, find some like comfy clothes. Who doesn't love comfy clothes? Come on. There's not too much for me to say about that one. That's something new I just learned about. Number 3, we're going to talk a little bit about nutrition in the next 2 ones. Instead of fasting or skipping meals or just being too busy to eat, you're going to want to eat an hour from waking up and also eating food before you drink caffeine. The reason why you want to eat an hour after waking up is it's really good to regulate your blood sugar levels and also prevent energy crashes. And it just helps you balance your hormones throughout the day. When you wake up and you don't eat anything, your body is in like survival mode. It really spikes your cortisol. There's a lot of things that it's just not good for. If you're trying to balance your hormones or regulate your blood sugar, you really just want to eat something within the hour. Also, eating before you have caffeine. Maybe it's just having a banana before your cup of coffee, but you really, really want to eat something before you drink that coffee. When I was in high school, I used to drink black coffee all the time to suppress my appetite. I thought it would help me lose weight, but really it was just effing up my body more than anything. And I wish somebody told me that if I really was concerned about this weight loss journey, I could have done it in a better way. And I think I didn't even start to lose weight until I stopped suppressing my appetite with caffeine. I stopped doing crazy workout. I wanted this to be my dislike of the week, but I forgot until this moment. I feel like on social media recently, I've been seeing a ton of influencers or just quote unquote fitness experts, people who say they're experts in whatever field they're in. It really frustrates me because they're telling people to do something where it's like tracking their food or not drinking their calories, like something that I deem very harmful. And it's weird because even if I do partake in whatever trends or lifestyle habits that they're telling people to do, I hate hearing it. And I think it's because I know, like, obviously they're not trying to be malicious in any way, but what they're sharing with the public can be perceived so incorrectly, and you never know who's listening. I'm thinking back to like 16-year-old myself where someone told me I can't ever drink my calories, and so I'd drink black coffee all the time, whereas I hated black coffee, but I just knew it was 0 calories, so I did it anyways. I was on TikTok today, I saw a girl telling people to drink black coffee and like having 0 sugar syrup in it or something, and that you'll just get used to the taste. Let's say even if I currently do the black coffee right now, I think it's so sad that they're posting that, and so many girls are probably seeing that and actually starting to do it because they, for whatever, want to lose weight. There's a better way to do it. It upsets me because I've experienced the other side of doing whatever it takes to lose weight, being so unhappy with yourself. I probably know how they feel because I have felt that, and I do feel that when I watch that content. I don't know, it's weird because I'm self-aware enough to where I know what I shouldn't post, but if you aren't aware of what you're doing, you can post whatever you want, and sometimes I wish I wasn't aware anymore and I can just go along with whatever diet people are on these days, but I can't because I know what I'm doing isn't right. For all this to say is I am very intentional about what I talk about because I've been on the other side, and I know people are so, not gullible, but really take everything to heart. They're looking for that secret to get them to where they want to go. And I also know that there's so many young people on social media, and I never want to cause someone harm. I want to be there as a resource for good to make people feel better, not worse, whether that's physically, mentally, in any way. I just went on a loop. Let's keep going. So another thing about nutrition, something I recently have been hearing, but I kind of was ignoring it because it didn't make sense to me, because we have too much sodium in our life, you need to cut on salt, blah, 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 blah. I was going to talk about quality food versus eating out, and I will a little bit. Something I've been hearing is adding a pinch of salt to your water because it actually will enhance your absorption of the water in your body. And people are like, no, sodium actually depletes you of water. Sometimes we're not actually absorbing. So you can be drinking a gallon of water and then going to the bathroom all day, and you're actually not keeping in any of that water. So sometimes we need a little bit of help. I'm going to get a little sciencey on you. Salt, or sodium chloride. I feel like the show/book Lessons in Chemistry, I feel like the main character because she uses the actual science terms. It contains sodium ions that play a crucial role in regulating the body's fluid balance. When you consume water with a small amount of salt, very, very small, just do one little pinch in there, it helps increase the absorption of fluids in your digestive system. This can be really important if you just worked out, or it's super hot outside, or right when you wake up and you haven't drank water for 8 hours. The sodium in the salt helps the body retain fluids, preventing excessive loss through urine and facilitating better overall hydration. So I wanted to bring that up because I thought that's such a small thing that everybody can do. We all have water and we all have salt in our house. So you just put a little bit in your water and you're good to go. And it's such a small amount, you can't even taste it sometimes. Okay, another thing for a quick switch you can make is when you're done using the oil in your house, maybe you use vegetable oil or you use palm oil or something. A quick fix that you can do is use coconut oil, olive oil, or tallow, butter, ghee, or avocado oil. Those are all the other switches you can make. So basically it's just less inflammatory to your body to use those oils versus any type of seed oils. Seed oils have been really huge on social media recently, and I completely agree with that. Maybe you can't control what you're eating when you go out and what oil they use, but you can really control what you use in your own house. And that is something so minuscule, so small. You just buy a different type of oil when you're at Trader Joe's. That is something that is so small, so significant to your health. Another thing is, for example, of like picking maybe a better quality ingredient, because I was going to talk about like making food at home versus eating out. I love ice cream. Ice cream and cookies is like my favorite thing ever. And Max's parents have a Ninja Creamy or whatever, and they let me borrow it for my wisdom teeth removal. So we went out to Sprouts and we bought all the ingredients for me to make ice cream. And there were 2 changes that I made to the ice cream recipe. First, and I've done this for like a lot of things. First is I bought raw milk. I've talked about raw milk before. It doesn't make me break out, doesn't make my stomach hurt. A lot of benefits for drinking raw milk. Oh, I also bought raw heavy cream, and then instead of using regular sugar, I used coconut sugar. Coconut sugar doesn't spike your blood sugar as much, and it's lower on the glycemic index. So I used coconut sugar instead. It's still ice cream, but it's a little bit healthier of ice cream. Or you can add protein to your ice cream. Next is Max's mom makes the best Rice Krispie treats. I didn't realize how easy it is to make Rice Krispie treats. So I went to the store and I bought all the ingredients to make Rice Krispie treats, and I made sure to buy the little Rice Krispies that were just brown rice, made out of brown rice, and then I already have sugar, coconut sugar, and then I have raw butter, and I think that's pretty much like all the ingredients. Oh, and marshmallows. So then I bought a better version of marshmallows than your traditional ones. If you're trying to make something a little bit healthier, maybe you just look at something as simple as buying coconut sugar over regular cane sugar. The ice cream was so amazing, and his family actually liked it too. You know, there's always an alternative than what we originally think. Something that you can do for your mental health. So first is you're going to start protecting your peace. You need to stop being available 24/7 to every single person. You either are going to wake up and not go on your phone immediately at least within the first hour, and then you're also not going to go to bed with your phone for at least an hour. This is because we have phones. 1, people have access to us 24/7, and 2, there's so much news and information out there that is just unnecessary, and it's really not good for your nervous system, for your peace of mind to be available that often. Something that I say because of someone else that I admire a lot is when someone messages you or calls you, they are going into your time. They're interrupting your day and your time. So, for instance, let's say someone calls you. Don't answer the call if you don't have time to call that minute. 1, if you pick up and you're like, hey, I need to talk really quick, that's rude to the other person because maybe they just wanted to chat with you. If they want to send you a quick message, they can text you, you can see it, and determine if you want to respond or not. If you have the time to call, then answer, pick up. For instance, I drive really far very often, and I'll just call people when I'm driving because I want to talk to people. But I totally understand if they can't call right now because I'm calling them when I'm available, but I'm not sure if they're available, so please do not answer if you are not available to talk or you don't have the capacity. You can always send a quick message, hey, can't talk right now, we can schedule another call. So one influencer that I really like, Lauren Bosick, she's has multiple businesses and a podcast, and she's a mom of 2 and a wife, so she has a lot on her plate. Something that she does for answering messages or emails is she has a time block throughout the day or throughout the week that she'll go through all of her messages. And obviously, if it's your husband, if it's your boyfriend, your family, those messages are obviously more of a priority. But I'm talking about everybody else where you don't really need to be responding to them immediately. And I really like that. I don't necessarily do that. If you know me, you know I am one of the worst texters, 1 for spelling and 2 for responding. I see a message almost usually immediately when you send it. Usually at that moment, I'm either busy or it seems very overwhelming to respond, or I don't want to be responding back and forth immediately. I don't have the time to carry out a whole conversation on text. And so then I don't respond. But then I actually forget about the text, and then I never respond for a day, weeks. Sometimes it's so long ago in my DMs or Snapchat, I just will not respond because now I feel awkward. Obviously, that's something that's can be very difficult for some people, whether you're a people pleaser or your friends are used to you responding all the time and now you're not. There are some mornings, to be honest, that I wake up and I go on my phone. This morning I did. Sometimes I really want to check my social media. There are certain people I love to just see what they post for some reason. I don't really know, like my friends, but I don't like to go on my main Instagram account. I'm mainly on the podcast Instagram, which is My Perspective Pod. Sometimes I do go on my phone in the morning and there's a message from someone. It could be semi-urgent or upset or not good vibes. Sometimes I'll go on TikTok and I'll see a video that really puts me down. And then I remind myself, this is why you don't go on your phone in the morning, because the world never stops. Social media never pauses to go to bed. My cortisol levels just spiked immediately, and I'm stressed immediately and need to take ashwagandha or a calming supplement to calm myself down. And that's not fair to myself. It's not fair to myself to put myself in that position when I totally could have just left my phone off and did my whole morning routine, took me on a walk, and then went on my phone. So I really, really try to just take an hour. Sometimes that hour is a workout class, and then I'm like, yay, I can go on my phone. But I feel like I'm so addicted to my phone that I want to always be on it. And I've heard some crazy stories, and I've done this too. When Max and I were first long distance for college, 3-hour long distance, 3-4 hours, I would have my phone on right next to me, like on my nightstand or whatever, and I'd have my ringer on, not put on Do Not Disturb, and have my volume all the way up, just in case he had to call me or text me for something. I had to be available to him 24/7. Yes, like a lot of people do that, but some people do that for every single person in their life or for their job. It's just not healthy. I put my phone on Do Not Disturb at night, and then I also turn it on airplane mode because of EMFs and the Wi-Fi. It's not good like near your brain or whatever when you sleep. But if I put my phone on airplane mode, Max can't reach me. But I do put my phone on Do Not Disturb almost 24/7 throughout the day. Everybody hates it, but I have a contacts that can still message me through the Do Not Disturb, which is Max, probably my sister and my mom, like people like that are very important that I do want to reach me whenever. That is an option for you. Okay, so another thing is logging out of your main Instagram account if you have a second account. So I usually log out of my Instagram account quite often, and I don't like to be on my main account. I haven't posted in a while. I will post on my story if someone like reposts me, or if I want to update people that a new episode is out. But I try to stay on my podcast account because I'm following more like-minded people. I actually love posting on that account for my day-to-day, everyone to see what I'm doing. So if you have a second account or you just don't need to be on Instagram, I would highly recommend logging out. It's probably one of the most relieving things because I follow 30 people maybe on my Perspective account, and then I follow maybe 500 on my other account. So it's just a lot less information, and I care more about what I see on my other account. I promise that if you just implement some boundaries with your phone, you will feel a little bit more at peace. Another one is we're going to switch from high intensity workouts to low intensity. I've talked about this in the last episode of what's more in for the soft girl lifestyle, and I did talk about how low intensity I feel like is more what I want right now. But I think if you're struggling with inflammation, if you have very stubborn weight that for some reason won't go off even though you're working out every day, if you feel very stressed, maybe you're having hormone issues, you have PCOS, maybe you need to stop doing a lot of running, a lot of HIIT classes, try to do something more restorative. Low intensity exercises like walking, yoga, even weightlifting could be low intensity. It's really great for your mood. Everybody knows that it's really great for your mental health. It can help you reduce stress. It helps your hormone health because you're not stressing your body out. Also, it's great for long-term results. I cycle sync, which you all know. That means I do different workouts at different times of the month based on my period. And I do some high intensity workouts. Like I like to run during my follicular phase, do spin, and I do some HIIT classes during my ovulatory phase. However, if you're someone who wants long-term results and you don't cycle sync, and right now you're only doing high intensity, I think you should try low intensity. So low intensity means maybe getting 10,000 steps a day, walks, yoga, weightlifting, swimming, and this will be great for your hormones. Like I said, for hormone balance, PCOS. So I read a book called In the Flow by Alyssa Vitti, and she stated that if you have hormonal imbalances, you maybe shouldn't be working out more than 30 minutes a day, and you should try to keep it low intensity. And I did that for a very long time, and I think that if you want long-term results and you stick to this and don't be hard on yourself, you're going to see the results you want, or maybe not physically, but internally. And also, I want to mention that the reason why I said 10,000 steps a day is because people that nowadays, I've said this already before, are a lot more sedentary than we are probably originally supposed to be. I worked a 9-to-5 job for my internship, and I was sitting at a desk for 8 hours a day. I made sure to get out the last 10 minutes of every hour, and I would probably leave work with 5,000 to 7,000 steps a day just for walking 10 minutes every last hour. Obviously, that's not very realistic for everybody. My internship, I didn't have a manager in the office, so I could kind of do that and nobody questioned me, and I still got my work done. But if you have a walking pad at work, that's great. But basically, at my current job, I'm working for them seasonally at the moment. I'm a blue-collar girly. I am packing orders, carrying the heaviest packages in the warehouse. My nails are dirty. I'm smelly. But I'm getting 13,000 plus steps a day because I'm walking consistently for 8 hours and standing up and not sitting down. So it's the complete opposite of what I was currently doing. Then my dog's also allowed to come with me to work, so then I don't have to take him on a walk at the end of the day because he's playing with the other dog that's there. Let's say you are working a 9-to-5 and you only do 1 hour workout, whether it's weights, Pilates, whatever it is. I highly recommend that you still go outside and try to hit 8,000 plus steps a day, just so your body knows that you are more active and not sedentary. Because if you're only moving 1 hour out of the day, that's pretty sedentary. Your 10,000 steps doesn't have to be a walk. Sometimes I get my 10,000 steps by cleaning my house, doing my laundry, walking to the grocery store. Like, errands count as moving your body. It doesn't have to be a specific workout. You get your fanny pack and your AirPods in and you're going to a destination. Like, it does not have to be that complicating. And I think that's easier for moms because, like, you're running after your kids. That is still exercise. Or if you're in college, you're walking to your classes. Yoga, walks, Pilates, weightlifting, those are all considered low intensity and bar. And I think that overall for your health can't hurt you. Low intensity, I'm saying. But high intensity really can impact your cortisol levels and your hormone levels. And it's unnecessary to do that every single day. I think if let's say you're on birth control or you don't like to cycle sync or whatever it is, or you're split, or what people call it, that's okay to still do HIIT workouts running. I'm just saying if you're having issues or want to switch something up in your routine, don't do it every day. That's pretty much everything that I compiled for small, minuscule switches you can make in your health or your wellness journey. People get so caught up in these really big habits, and sometimes it's so simple as adding salt to your water. And those things aren't talked about as much, and I just learned about some of these things and I'm trying to implement them currently. I just wanted to give you guys some information, some tips and tricks, and I don't know, guide you through your little journey. Yeah, I'm going to try to get this episode out literally today. I'm so excited. Okay, just a reminder, share the podcast, give it a rating, a comment, follow the Instagram, the TikTok. My DMs are always open if you have a podcast or an episode recommendation. If you have a question you want me to answer over DMs or on the podcast, I would love to do Ask Shelby episodes, like other people ask us maybe. Kind of reminds me of Gossip Girl. I love those and I want you to be interactive with the pod. Yeah, keep me updated with anything you guys want to see, any constructive feedback too. But I love you so much and I'll talk to you next week. Bye.